Oh gosh, the number of times that I've heard people tell me to just stop it. Just stop the fear of public speaking. And even if I told myself those words a million times, it didn't help me to stand on a stage and just speak with confidence and joy, especially being shy and introverted like me. But then I've heard about the lemon story, and that's the story that was really a game changer for me, and I want to share that with you today. The fear of public speaking is just too broad, and I had to be aware of what that fear really was. And for me, it was the fear of what would other people think, and the fear of what if I ramble, and the fear of the unknown, the fear of what if I forget my lines, what if I make a mistake, what if I'm not good enough to speak, what if I look and sound stupid. Do any of these fears sound familiar to you? Because I've had all of them and more. And being more specific about those fears, I then realized that it's all these stories that I was creating in my mind. It's the fears that I put there. And so that's where the lemon story comes in. When I realized, well, wait a minute, I think and then I feel, right? So the lemon story is this. If you just imagine right now that you're holding half of a lemon in your hand, even just saying that right now to you, I feel my mouth is like salivating and it's like getting all watery because I'm imagining that taste of that lemon in my mouth right now. But I don't even have a lemon. Are you tasting that water right now? Just thinking about a lemon. And so that's when I realized, well, okay, yeah, it makes sense. Like I have this in my mind and then I feel it. And another story that really happened to me is sometimes, I'm traveling the world, I'm staying in so many different places, and I'm also doing house sitting and dog sitting. And when I'm in a new house, I've had this happen many times that I really thought there was a burglar. So there I am alone in a huge house. It's the middle of the night. I hear a noise and I think there's a burglar. There's somebody breaking in. And suddenly I feel sweaty. My heart is beating and I'm just getting so nervous and I'm not closing my eyes anymore. I'm unable to sleep again because I'm so worried. But the truth is there's no burglar. It's me thinking there's a burglar, and I create all these emotions and body sensations. And it's all because of the story in my mind. What we think, we become. What we think, we create. But it took me such a long time to realize that. And so going back to the public speaking, it's not the fear of the unknown. It's the fear of letting go of the known. It's the fear of letting go of what is familiar. And what is familiar is those fearful thoughts. It's those negative thoughts of what if I make a mistake? What if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? And it just feels so familiar. I'm just so used to it that it's a real belief that I created. And so to change it, I needed to create a new belief. A belief of, I'm a confident speaker and I can do this. And so I started repeating that to my mind as a new story. And so here comes the words, stop it, that now they make sense. Because when I shout to myself, stop it, I'm not shouting to myself, hey, Rachel, just stop being ridiculous, just stop the fear. No, I stop the thoughts. When I feel anxious or nervous, it's because of the thoughts I have in my mind. And when I say, stop it, I know for myself, wait a minute, stop that story. And I clip my fingers and I change it to something else. And the other day I was talking to a client of mine, and it's all about, we're so used and familiar to having these worst case scenarios, right? What if I make a mistake? What if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? What if, people laugh at me? It's all the worst case scenarios. It's all the worst case stories. And it's a matter of effort to change it in the best case scenarios. What if everybody loves my speech? What if I feel amazing? What if I feel confident? What if I succeed? What if I am standing there with joy? And every single time I go on a stage, every single time I want to achieve anything in my life, I think about the best case scenarios. And if I dare think about, the negative stuff and worst case scenarios, I switch it. And so how can you switch your story when you're anxious to speak in public? How can you create more calm and relaxation before you go on a stage? And just like the story of the lemon that creates that taste, or the burglar that creates that anxiety, well, just like that, can you imagine just being in your happy place? And maybe it's by the beach, and maybe it's on a rock or by the water, and just imagine yourself there for just a few seconds and just take a deep breath. Do you feel more at ease and more calm in just a few seconds? I want to know below in the comments, like, what's your favorite place? I love hearing from everyone their favorite places. For me, it's literally by the beach and by the rocks and being by the water. And that's where I travel to all the time, because the water has this calming effect on me. So if I take a few seconds, I just picture myself sitting there, or I just take a breath. I go there in seconds because I'm so used to doing this, and I just feel calm. By the way, if you like this content, can you please hit the like button and the subscribe if you haven't done so already? Because I love making videos about speaking and helping you improve, create a speech and deliver it with an impact. Now that you're calm and confident to actually go there and stand on a stage and speak, or maybe in a meeting or a Zoom meeting, and you feel way more comfortable, then how do you really create a speech that leaves an impact? How do you start your speech? I find that the opening of a speech is really the most challenging. Once I get into it, it gets easier. But how can you create an opening with an impact and feel good about that? That's what I'm sharing in my next video. So I'll see you there.